Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, like, subscribe, I know you wanna. So Carrington released a song for his birthday, and in the song he wrote some lyrics saying how he has never had presents from his dad on his birthday, and I was like, oh, I haven't really heard that before from him. I didn't really know he had issues with his dad, and his dad wasn't around when he was growing up. So here's the clip of Carrington talking about that in the song right here. So I looked into this further about Carrington and his strange relationship with his dad, and I found a clip that was quite viral on TikTok of Carrington talking about his relationship with his father. Here's the clip of Carrington discussing it right here.
Sometimes people ask me for pictures of my dad, like, what does your dad look like? And I'm like, I don't really, like I know what my dad looks like as of, like, when I saw him last, like, 11, 12 years ago. And I never have any photos or anything, because, like, you know, and my mom was going through photos, and she was like, oh my god, like, look at these photos. And I was like, can you send me those? And my mom sent me them in the mail today. So she sent me this. She said, love you on them. I love my mom. Shout out to all the moms out there. I have an amazing, spectacular mom, the best mom in the world. And she sent me some pictures of my dad that I have never seen before. I've met my dad. You know, I probably spent time with my dad, probably, like, not like nothing, probably like 4, 5, 6 times in my life. My parents got divorced when I was still in my mom's stomach, so I didn't grow up, like, you know, having a dad and losing one. So I didn't exactly, you know, you kind of don't know what you don't have, or you don't miss what you never had. So that's kind of what it is. Something to think about it. And, like, I think when I was younger, I used to, like, kind of try, and, like, I almost, like, wanted to feel more connected. I kind of wanted to, like, feel more sad about it, because I was like, I should probably feel, you know, like, more strongly about this, because everyone has and I don't. And obviously there's times growing up, like, as a young guy, where, like, you know, you kind of need male influence in your life, which, like, I definitely lacked, and I received that a lot, kind of when I was searching for it, kind of like in my middle to late high school, and, like, kind of, you know, ongoing, you know, my whole life from then on. So I'm actually showing these pictures to my YouTube before I'm showing them to any of my friends, but I haven't seen these. But my earliest memories with my dad is, like, playing at the house in Chicago, and, like, I think I was, like, putting away water under the sink or something, and, like, he came up and surprised me. My dad is, like, he immigrated from Ukraine, and he was, like, a cardiovascular surgeon in Ukraine, and then he came to the States and met my mom through a matchmaking service. My mom was a matchmaker in Chicago. My dad went to the matchmaking service. My mom liked him, and you know, she, like, supported him when he went to med school. He became an anesthesiologist, but they weren't married that long. But that is, so that's that. But I just wanted to show you guys these pictures, because I haven't even looked through them anyways. So let me just take a good look.
Ad break alert. I'm just interrupting my own video to let you guys know you can now become a membership of my channel for just $2.99 a month. In the What's the Tea membership package, you guys will get special badges against your names, and also I've created some fun little emojis for you guys to use in the comments. And also at the end of each video, I will do special shout outs to all my new memberships. So enjoy. Back to the video.
This is the first one. So it's kind of, let me see if I can, like, you can't really see, but he's, like, this very Russian looking dude. He has very masculine features, very strong feature dude. Look at this guy. I've never seen this photo before. I'm showing you guys. Maybe zoom in. That was my mom there. Look at this dude. Yeah, look at this dude. He looks kind of fly. My mom probably hates that I'm showing these, because she's always like, she was like, I was so fat when I was pregnant. But here's this next one. I wonder if this is when they got married. Look at this. Yeah, and I never knew this, but, like, I was a really late bloomer, and I after, like, I just thought I was, like, never gonna grow. I was like 5'2", 5'3", you know, until I was like 17. And then I eventually grew, but like there's times like that where I wish that I did have a dad, where I was like why aren't I growing? You know, my feet are big, but it's like I didn't even know that that was like that's just like what happened to your genetics. And I was like, oh my god, it's weird. Like I genuinely don't know who this person is. Like I have spoken with my dad and stuff like that, but like I see this person and like I see my mom there, and I just like see this guy. That's what it kind of feels like. You know what I mean? And I have like spent time with my dad, but like, you know, not since I was, you know, past the age of like, I don't know, 10. You know what I mean? So it's like I've had like texting interactions that like weren't super pleasant, but and also not of me like fuck you, like that's no. There's about other stuff, but kind of like oh, this is like school and like blah blah blah, but like not like maybe like a handful of 3, not super great. Like, or anybody right now who like maybe doesn't have a great relationship with their, or like a father figure in their life, or like, you know, male influence in their life, or like you're looking for some with that like kind of like, because I didn't even understand what that would be, you know what I mean, like what that even looked like. But I got really into Jordan Peterson in high school, and Jordan Peterson is very, I would strongly recommend to any kind of guy searching for guidance in their life. I would really recommend that, because he talked about like kind of like what it is to be a man and things like that, and like principles, and like be a man, do the hard thing, and you know. But there's tons of great content online. I think that's actually probably what originally sparked acknowledgement that YouTube and informative content from online and like videos, like, you know, watching YouTube videos and stuff like that is like a legitimate place to learn things.
Now, one thing I noticed that's a bit strange is that some people in the comment section were talking about how Carrington, when he was saying how he's looking up to male role models and stuff like that, Carrington mentioned somebody called Jordan Peterson. For those who don't know, honestly, I don't know much about this guy either, but I do know many people have spoken about him. Many people have called him out for some of his controversial takes.
That's why lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. Well, it is
That's
why.
gonna get clipped.
It is why. It is why, because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion.
And I won't comment too much on it, as honestly, I don't watch the guy or know much about him, and I don't watch any of his stuff, so I don't really know what people are annoyed about. From what I can remember, he kind of just, you know, everything about men. Men are victims of society. It's all about men, that kind of vibe, which, as you can imagine, will annoy a lot of people, especially minorities and women, for example, who do statistically have it harder than most straight men. I think Carrington probably just found some use in some of the stuff he says. I mean, for me personally, you can watch or listen to someone who's problematic, and they may still say some good points that you can still learn from, even if everything else they say is trash. So I don't really think it's that deep, but literally it's like every 3 comments was someone talking about it. Another thing I noticed was someone commented that, oh, this explains it, that he doesn't have a dad. And I was like, what do they mean by that? And it kind of got my back up a little bit, because I thought to myself, oh, here we go. This is what people are going to say. This is why Carrington's eccentric, why Carrington comes across, you know, like he wears nail varnish and is a little feminine. They're all going to say it's because he doesn't have a dad and all this kind of nonsense. Now, I can tell you right now, I grew up, both my parents are still together, and I have one brother who's very, very straight. My mum's even very masculine for a woman, if I'm honest, and I still turned out love wearing pink, love being feminine, love men, honey. So, you know, it didn't bother me in the slightest. So all this like traditional nonsense that when a guy doesn't grow up with a male figure, he's going to turn out gay or something, it's like, it's nonsense. Can it have some kind of effect? Sure. But I mean, there's so, you know, you can go to school and have teachers and male friends. There are other ways to compensate for it. I feel like it's kind of just this old like traditional rhetoric that isn't even like applicable to this day and age anymore. It's all like just Christian BS values, you know, like you must have a father and a mother, it's the child's best option, when it's not really. In my opinion, all a child needs is love and care and attention and, you know, the best start in life, and that's that. You know, people do like to try and explain why a guy isn't a traditional guy and make up all this nonsense to try and explain it. Perhaps people need to learn that everyone is different, and that goes for men. Not every guy who likes to drink beer, sit on his ass and watch football or soccer, get into fights and be misogynistic, you know, that doesn't mean that you're a man. Everyone is is different. But anyway, that's my little rant over on that. I also noticed in a recent Carrington video, he actually mentioned Jake Webber's name for the first time since the whole Raven drama a few months ago, which I was a little surprised by. I was like, oh, okay, Carrington is comfortable speaking about Jake Webber again. Let me play that clip for you guys right here. Warning, it is some sexual fan fiction stuff that he was talking about, so just bear that in mind.
Let's get it started, guys. Reading fanfics, part 2. Today was your second birthday, and all of your friends are invited to your birthday party. You and Tara are currently getting ready for it. For B-Day parties, the house made a rule that the guys and girls are not allowed to see each other and have to reveal outfits to each other. As soon as you were done getting ready, the boy have been waiting for you girls for about an hour. Hi baby, we're coming down right now. Okay, Carrington said as he hung up and told Jake to go by the stairs. As you made your way down the stairs with Tara's arm around yours, the boys were amazed. Oh my God. Holy, you are beautiful. As he smiled and made his way over to give you a passionate kiss.
I also have noticed that Jake Webber and Tara have been liking a lot of Carrington's stuff recently on Instagram, so they seem to be being more public with engaging with Carrington again. Although Jake doesn't seem to comment on Carrington's posts, like his birthday post Johnny and Tara did, but Jake didn't. I still feel like personally that there's some weirdness between Jake and Carrington since the whole Raven drama, but that's just my take. Like Tara included Carrington in her recent latte campaign. Johnny Gilbert has spoken about Carrington countless times in streams and videos, but nothing from Jake Webber. He just seems to like a few posts here and there, and that's that. They have been seen parting with each other, so I think they're cool. In my personal opinion, I don't feel like they're as close as they was for whatever reason, probably to do with the Raven drama. I feel like something happened there still. This has been my opinion since the start. There's some kind of argument or something happened, and Jake and Carrington just haven't really been fully as close as there was since then because of that. But it does seem like overall they're getting slowly more and more friendly again since the whole Raven drama. They're taking their time with it. It seems like I don't understand why they couldn't just do a story or a post or something with Jake and Carrington both in it, just to let everyone know that they're still friends and they're still good and they're still maybe close besties, whatever. Like Carrington could just quickly jump into a Jake Webber story at an event or something and just say hi or whatever, you know, much like how Tariami and Kenzie did in that recent TikTok to try and silence the rumors that they hate each other. I think it would just be cool if they both done that, in my personal opinion. You know, Tariami and Kenzie took my advice that they should do a post together that'll squash the rumors. You guys can go and check back at some of my older clips. I did mention that maybe Jake Webber and Carrington should take some advice as well and do a similar thing. I just think it would just look better for them both. It still feels weird between Carrington and Jake Webber, in my personal opinion. You know, like it was only a month or so ago that Jake Webber and Carrington were both photographed with each other at an event, and it got taken down by the photographer. We don't know why that was. So there's still like some weird stuff going on in the background. I don't know why, but Carrington talking about Jake Webber for the first time, talking his name out there in a video, I think maybe hints that, you know, they're kind of getting closer and closer. So we'll just see what happens in the future with them two there. But anyway, guys, I just want to make a video talk about all of this mess. Let me know down below, what do you guys think of all of this? Also, I have made memberships live on my channel, so if you guys want to become a membership of this channel, I will greatly appreciate it. But that is everything for this video, so make sure to like and subscribe for more of me. I know you want to, baby. Hit the bell notification to be notified when I pop up on your screen with a new video, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Mwah.